All right, welcome back. This is Matt the Breen. Welcome to my channel. This is another episode of Surviving with Archery, and the topic for today, for this particular episode anyways, is range cards. Now, this may seem silly to some of you, but when I was in the Marines, we used range cards all the time, and they were very, very helpful, and I thought they were awesome, okay? And there's some things I want to cover about these range cards. I made some notes here. And some of them I've kind of already gone over. I'll reiterate. But as I said, this is all very useful. Okay, so in the last video, we covered data mining shots, trying to find the perfect arrow, things like that, experimenting around with different arrows. These things are going to help you when it comes to making a range card, because when you find that perfect arrow, and that's what you stock up on, and when you know how to use other arrows, you know basically what kind of range you're going to be able to pull off and what you're going to be able to do at different ranges. Okay, now as you can see here, I got different range cards, and here's one of the notes I got here. Range cards help you analyze and defend your base of operations. They give you something on paper to help you assess strengths and weaknesses of your base and allow you to invent ways to use the terrain to your advantage. There's other things they do, but that's a very good point, and I didn't want to forget it, so I wrote it down. Now, when you go to make a range card, generally, in your firing lane or your sector of fire, that's what your range card is going to consist of, okay? So here you can see I made it look like there's this big car statue, and there's a road, and there's a river, and I wrote down the cardinal directions, okay, and I wrote down ranges for where there's different terrain features at. So, for example, let me move this in a little closer here. Where'd my little thing go? I'll use a pen here. Okay. So down here is where I am. Okay. I know it's going to be 200 yards to the road, 400 yards to up here. Okay. I think that's 480, 500 yards to up here. There's red sumac. There's sand over here. Behind this, there's dead space and tall grasses. All right. I've got a different kind of tree over here. And of course, there's water. And then what I did is I made this arc, and that is the max range. So I tried to measure out what the max range is. Now, to find out what this is, what you can do is you can get a range finder, okay? Or you can use pace counting beads of some kind. You take 550 quarter fishing line or whatever, you stick one on the ground, you go out, okay? And whatever your max range is, you take something, maybe perhaps a stick or something, and you just dig a little line, okay? Or you can just kind of guesstimate this, but basically whatever your max range is, that's how much string you're going to need. You take that and you just kind of walk around your little area there, and you know, okay, anything that I can touch with that the end of that string, that's my max range, or perhaps max effective range. The other cool thing about these range cards is they're going to let you know different things to consider. For example, red sumac is an edible and medicinal plant. Okay, there's water here, I can fish from there. There's food. There may be things in the water I can use as medicine. That might be an escape route. I know that since there's sand here, I may not want to run through there because that's going to leave tracks. There might be animals hiding in the tall grasses, or there might be enemy hiding in the tall grasses. And here, right in front of me, 320 yards away, there is structure that offers cover and concealment for anything that might be coming to try to hurt me. Okay, it may be a rival tribe if I'm down on the Amazon or something like that, and I'm working with a third world indigenous tribe of some kind that hasn't seen mankind in 100 years, 200 years, you know, and there's going to be a war, and for some reason, I don't know, this was left there. Yeah, you never know, okay? This is just giving you a structure here. This could be, maybe they carved something like that, and it just happens to look like that for some strange reason. Maybe one of them had a weird dream and they carved the statue and wrote the word welcome, even though they don't know English. Yeah, okay. But, you know, or you could be here in America and you could just be running from people that you can't get the law to help you keep away from you, that you know are trying to harm you. This is something you might be able to use. All you got's a bow. You don't have a firearm. This is a useful tool. Now, if you have a group of people and they all do that, what you'll be able to do on a bigger piece of paper is boom, you get the whole picture, everything that's around you, 360 degrees, okay? So here you can see there's a runway over here, There's mullein over here. That's a medicinal plant. You can also get fish poison out of it, make mullein shafts out of it, start fires with it. There's a body of water here, okay, escape route, or people can come in from here. Escape route, or people can come in from here. You don't want to go there because it'll leave tracks, blah, 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 the other stuff I told you. But these range cards are going to help you. So right in the middle here, that's where your little base is at. Perhaps that's what you chose for some reason. And you know 360 degrees around you what you can shoot. So once perhaps the animal you're trying to hunt hits a row of tracks, it's well within range, or bad people hit there, you know, hey, I can engage them because my max range is actually out past the tracks at that point. Or I can engage at this road or by the tall grass. You know, if they're in this body of water, I can't hit them. This is part of what range cards help out with, okay? On the back of your range card, you want to put, you want to fill it up with ranges and details, okay? And then something else you want to consider when you make your shots. Arrows arc, you need to know how high they arc en route to the target, okay? So at 40 yards, I think they arc 8 to 12 feet, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. So then what you need to do is, if you got a firing lane, okay, we're pretending there's two trees here, and this guy's shooting in between the two trees, okay? You will notice that here, the branches are cleared out to accommodate for that arc. Here, the branches are cleared out to accommodate for that arc. Maybe you're doing it on the ground, and you need to clear out those branches lower. But when you do this, you need to be smart. You need to camouflage your position. You want to blend in with what's behind you and around you and stuff. But at the same time, you want a clear line of sight, and you want it clear for that arc to take place to hit that. When you shoot your arrow, it doesn't just travel straight across. Even bullets don't do that. There are some pretty flat shooting rounds out there, but for the most part, everything arcs. You're trying to pour that arrow into the target. So range cards are going to help you identify what's within range, what you need to clear out. You can write inside your book that you have that I told you you might need for recording your shots and data mining. You can write down, hey, I found out that my particular arrow that I use and other arrows that I've experimented with, they arc at this height at this distance. And that will also help you know what to clear out so that you can make clear, accurate shots. All right, so this is the value of range cards here when it comes to surviving with archery. Thanks for tuning in. I will try to make some more videos. Oh, something else to consider. Well, actually, I'm running out of time. I will put that in the next video. Please stay tuned. And thanks again for all your views and support.